Hadiachti in Gaeilge, the adjectives in Irish. Adjectives in Irish all fall into one of three groups, apart from a few exceptions, and we'll discuss them at the very end. In group one, we have adjectives which end on a consonant, but not you for the IL. So we could have gorum, bon, bocht, intach, kielwer, dranwer, jarrig, loidir, and sever. ACH and MHAR are common endings in this group, as is IR. In group two, we have adjectives which end on you for the IL, and we also have a few which end on IR. This means that an adjective which ends in IR could be either in group one or group two. Dahul, simul, callul, decker, cor, acadul, eigsul, brodul, erimul. And finally, in group three, we have those adjectives which end on a vowel: clishta, croga, sosta, bui, sonna, alianta, blasta, kinalta, knasta. Let's look now at how to make the comparative and superlative forms of the adjective in Irish. We want to go from big to bigger to biggest. To make the comparative and superlative forms in group one, we must change the ending of the adjective to a slender vowel. So we'll generally stick an E on at the end and make any other spelling changes which are required, because of course we must comply with the coil coil ag lehan le lehan rule. That is to say, the slender with slender and broad with broad rule. Consonants in Irish, or group one single consonant or group of consonants, must be flanked by the same type of consonant. So if we have a slender vowel on one side, now we have an E at the end. The preceding vowel must also be slender. So you can see that in Gurum, when we go to níos gurama, bluer, an I is inserted. Is gurama, bluest. Notice also that the comparative form, bluer, is the same as the superlative form, bluest. For adjectives in group 1 which end in ACH, the ending for the comparative and superlative forms becomes AI fada. Dénach, níos déine, is déine. Kielwer, níos kielwere, is kielwere. Sever, níos severe, is severe. Let's look at group 2 now. To make the comparative and superlative forms in group 2, we change the ending from U for the IL to U for the LA. Simul becomes níos simula, is simula. And if it's one of the adjectives that ends in IR, the ending becomes A. There may be some other spelling changes too. Decker, níos decra, is decra. And finally, group 3. To make the comparative and superlative forms of the adjective in group 3, there's no change at all. Croga, níos croga, is croga. Grana, níos grana, is grana. Let's look at a few examples. Here we have some adjectives from group 1. Dénach, das, and fuair. Céir an scéal is déine. Ba me an sin níos déine inniu. Tá ceann seo níos deise ná an ceann sin. Bhín an aimsir níos fuaire an seo. Look at some examples from group 2. Cáiliúil, simúil, deacair, áisiúil. Cé an duine is cáiliúla in éireann. Céir an leabhar is simúla a léitú. Tá an cheis sin níos deacra a ríis. Bheadh sé níos áisiúla fannacht an seo. And finally, group 3. Clista, sásta, croga. And there's no change with the comparative and superlative forms in group 3. Cé an duine is clista. Bhfuil tú níos sásta ná mar a bhí tú? Tá Tomás níos croga ná Seán. I said right at the start there are some exceptions. These are adjectives which don't fall into any of the three groups and don't follow the patterns which we've already outlined. Here they are. Beag, mór, fada, gear, ma, ulk, forasta, te, and bra. We can see the comparative and superlative forms of each of these adjectives on the right. Do you know them all? Perhaps you know ulk means bad, so níos massa means worse. Is massa is the worst. Forasta, easy. Níos fossa, easier. Te, hot. Níos teo, hotter. Here are a few examples. Dit tú an ceannas mó. Seo an brontanas is fear a fuair mé riamh. Céir an rud is massa a rinne tú riamh. Sin é. Maithú.